Hey guys, Cam315 back out with another video for you guys. Back with another anime review for you guys, and we are back. I know it's been a few weeks since the movie did come out, but and I apologize for having this review out late, but we're here to talk about Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, Reze the movie, Reze Arc. Man, what a crazy freaking movie, bro. What a crazy movie. Like, this movie was really good, crazy on all levels. And I was just absolutely just blown away with what I saw. And again, I can't wait for whenever we get season 2 announced, or if we get another movie, I'm fine with that too. But right now, the wait is for season 2. So I'll take it. I will take it. But yeah, this this movie was really good. Really, really freaking good. And honest, with the movie being out a few weeks, later, as I'm doing this review, I think I can just realistically hop into spoilers, because if you haven't seen it at this point, then I don't know what you were doing. I don't know if it's actually still in movie theaters. I'm gonna actually check my Regal Cinema app, but I don't think it would. I don't think. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it still seems like it is in movie theaters. Um, right now I'm seeing the sub version still in movie theaters. I think the dub version might be over with, but I can let me check. Let me check. Chainsaw Man. Yeah, it seems like it's only the Japanese. The sub version is still out. So if you haven't seen it, you can go watch in the sub version. I watched in the dub version. I actually even leading up to this movie, I went back and rewatched all of season 1 in the dub again. And then obviously saw the movie in the English dub. All the characters who voice act in the movie, who do the dub voices, were great. I did like Alexis Tipton. I thought her performance, again, she is a great English dub voice actress. Alexis Tipton again killed it as Reze in the movie. So yeah, but look, all I can say non-spoiler wise is the animation was great. But regardless, it's been a few weeks since the movie's come out. It's been like 2 weeks since the movie came out. So I'm gonna get into spoilers, right? So, we pick up where we last left off after the incidents with season 1 with the Katana Devil and everything. Because you remember, Denji ended up beating that dude, and essentially, we see how he is still going about his business, doing what he needs to do, and essentially, he's being tasked with a mission. Now, him and Aki are not on this team anymore, because, well, one, Power is actually going through like this whole thing where, I think the more like her horns grow bigger, the more she kind of gets, I guess she gets out of control, and she kind of turns into a crazy demon. So Makima's like, hey, I gotta take care of Power. And it's funny because Power's like, oh my god. And we get to, again, showing the fear factor. And eventually when I talk about like the Shark Devil, bro, he even completely shows even more freaking fear when it comes to Makima. But see, the thing is, Makima's like, well, because of this, you guys can't be working together in the field. I gotta take care of her. And so Denji's like, what, really? And she's like, yep. And that's when she's like, but don't worry, I got you your own partner. And essentially, we find out it's the Shark Devil that is dude's part, that is going to be Denji's partner for this limited amount of time. Now Denji is like, oh great. And the funny part, I think, the Shark Devil was the funny comedic part of the movie, because he's like Denji's biggest fans. He's like, oh master, I'm ready to serve you, I'm ready to help you, I can't wait to help. And obviously Denji's like, no, I don't want to work with this dude. Can you give me somebody else, please? Like, I'd rather take working with Aki. We end up finding out that Aki, and it is basically working with the Angel Devil, right? So Makima's like, look, I'll do you one favor. You work with him, I'll go on a date. Actually, let's spend some time out. we got an off day tomorrow. Let's go on a date. So Denji's happy because he's like, I'm going on a date with Miss Makima. Like, listen, who wouldn't go on a date with Miss Makima? I'm just playing. Now, I guess again, I'm gonna see how crazy Makima's gonna get. And regardless, even though look, even though I simp like crazy for Makima for ungodly reasons, I just like crazy women, huh? I guess. Again, we all know, like deep down, she is clearly manipulating Denji, and what is it? She's just using Denji for her own ulterior motives because that's what she's doing. She knows, like, oh, this dude is acting like a dog for me because he likes me. Well, I'm just gonna use him and I'm gonna use his feelings against him, and I'm just gonna basically have him as my little puppet. So, she knows, like, oh no, this dude is basically weak. This dude would get on his freaking knees and bark for me, or lick my toes, or lick my heat. If I stepped in freaking garbage and I told him, Denji, please lick my feet and lick all the, grime off, Denji would fucking probably do it because that's how much he sent for Makima. And we see in this movie too how gullible Denji is, mostly because he just doesn't have any interaction with just the modern day public, but especially when it comes to women, he's easily, guilted into doing things that, okay, you probably should not be doing this. You probably should know this girl is using you for their own reasons, but because Denji has a lack of taste in women, and he's not up to date. Like we see later on in the movie when they're obviously fighting against Reze and they're doing this, the car chase scene. Reze's like, oh, come on, Denji. I still love you deep down. I just need you to give me your heart. And Denji's like, huh? Wait, you still love me? And Aki has to tell him, like, hey, dude, dumbass, bro. Snap out of it. She's just trying to trick you, right? And it just goes to show you, like, Denji is a guy that's very gullible, and when he sees a hot woman or a hot girl that he starts to get into, the hot girl, quote unquote, in what you see with Makima, which would be insane in all of season 1 and a little bit in this movie, and especially with Reze in this movie, they prey upon Denji's, emotions and feelings for said person. And instead of like saying, you know what, let me give him a chance, maybe he's a nice guy, they know, like, oh no, I got this guy around my palm. And because Denji's not socially aware and he doesn't know how to speak with women, and especially just in regular public settings because the way he was raised up and the way he grew up, right? He's gonna easily fall for simple shit like that, So Makima takes this dude out on a date, right? She looks cute as all get up, even though I know deep down she's freaking evil as shit, probably more than likely. Again, like I said, I 100% simp, right? Then they go watch like all these movies, right? And through all these movies, they just feel absolutely no emotion, right? So Denji's getting overboard, and after the movie, they keep going to like this coffee shop, right? They go to like this coffee shop or this like place and everything. And obviously, Denji's like, so this isn't really a date. It's just kind of like seeing movies, right? And basically Makima is asking him, like, so what'd you think about the movie? And Denji's like, well, I didn't really think it was all that good. And obviously Makima's like, yeah, I agree. I didn't get much out of it. It isn't until like the last movie where I guess they're watching some sort of romance film or something, right? They actually both feel something, right? Because Denji starts crying about it, and then Makima, we actually do see her kind of tear up in that way too. So I don't know if that has something to do with like maybe a flashback or her past or her backstory or something. I don't know. But they do come out of it, and she does say, like, yes, that movie was very touching and it really moved me. So I guess in that cold heart of hers, I guess there is some humanity there. Maybe. I don't know. She definitely is she gives me that character that plays 4D chess while everybody's playing fucking checkers. So, I don't know what this is supposed to mean for Makima, but it's definitely not it's definitely not good, to say the least, right? It's definitely not good. So anyways, as this freaking gnat is flying in my room, Jesus, man. After that, basically that's when Denji has to go on his mission. and kind of just do some regular patrols and making sure that there are no freaking devils going out on the loose or being contained. I also do think, again, they're still looking for the gun devil, because he's still at large and he's running the whole operation that we saw and things like that, right? So this is when he ends up, it's all raining and everything. And hold up, my dog's freaking, doing her thing. So hold on, guys. All right, sorry for that. So it's raining. He goes into a phone booth to keep himself dry and everything, and then that's when he runs into Reze for the first time. And funny enough, before that, he ended up seeing some of getting these flowers, and then he ate a flower, and then he like legitimately threw up the flower, and gave it to this girl, Reze. She's like, "Oh, how nice! You're kind of cute and everything." So, that's the whole thing. It ends up leading. She ends up telling him like, "Hey, I work at this restaurant. You should stop by and get some nice food." So that's what Denji does. He ends up, going to go do that, and he ends up actually running to Reze there because Reze's a waitress, and everything. And that's when obviously Denji shows up, and that's when she starts to kind of flirt with him, get all cute and cuddly with him. And Denji, it's funny because this man, dude, he's trying to resist so damn hard, bro. He's trying to resist so hard. He's like, I love Miss Makima, but this girl's making me feel some sort of way. And it's absolutely funny because he's like, Miss Makima, this girl, Miss Makima, this girl. And again, it's also funny too because he's also thinking about all these other girl characters he has in his life, right? And he's just viewing them in like freaking bras and panties, right? Basically in their undergarments. And I'm just like, dude, this dude's simping. And he's just like, I'm sorry, Miss Makima. And he's like, yeah, sure, let's go out and things like that. And she's like, cool, meet me here at this time, right? So they go to like this abandoned school building. Or there's not abandoned school. There's like the school, I guess the school she says she's, been going to. Because she asked him the question. And she's like, you're pretty young. Like, why aren't you going to school to learn? Everything is like, oh, I don't need all that. And obviously, Reze is just like, well, you need to learn some things if you're going to school, right? So they go to the school. And the whole thing is, Denji's like, well, I kind of, as they're kind of having some fun, and things like that. They do kind of, Denji does make a comment saying like, well, I kind of wish I did go to school with you, because then we would be in the same class and everything, right? And you get this moment where, they're swimming in the water together, and Denji's like, well, I don't really swim. And she's like, well, I can show you how to swim. And this girl literally takes her clothes off, gets naked, and is like, come on, Denji, come in the water, right? Basically tempting him. And I did like this whole, like, kind of, like, I guess you can say, this whole symbolism thing, because you see it to where it's like this butterfly, and then there's the spider web. The butterfly gets trapped inside the spider web, and then boom, the spider wraps around and eats. That was kind of some symbolic to what Reze was doing with Denji, basically, luring him into her trap and wrapping him up and getting him right then and there. Again, Denji has this nice moment with her. They're swimming and stuff like that together, and he's like, oh, I'm so happy. But this then leads into like a scene where, you have it to where this one dude who we saw earlier in the movie was like killing dudes, right? Or killing people, tries to go after Reze, and Reze's doing a cute innocent act, but then she ends up like snapping this dude's neck, killing him, right? And then we find out like this other devil, right? I forgot what the devil was, right? But it was like a devil that could like create storms and shit, right? And essentially, the weather devil's like, oh, I know who you are. And obviously Reze is like, don't, like, why would you do something like that? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. So that's the whole thing, right? Anyways, after this whole occurrence happens, right? They then go out on another date to a fair. Or like this a festival, like, your typical Japanese festival, right? To go watch some fireworks. Because that's what Reze is like, hey, you want to go see some fireworks? And again, Denji's like, he's like, I'm so sorry, Miss Makima, I shouldn't be betraying your trust, but this girl's so hot. And Denji thinks like, hey, I got the girl. Maybe I got a girl that actually likes me for who I am, and things like that. And that's kind of when shit goes crazy because there's this moment where it's like Reze literally kisses the dude and essentially damn near bit his tongue off and was like, what? And Denji's like, what the hell's going on? And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna need your heart, Denji. And that's when she kind of reveals herself to be a devil, especially the bomb devil. Now we have it where the shark devil, he comes in, saves Denji from damn near getting killed by Reze, right? And that's when this see that was the whole point. Like this movie was like zero, like legitimately going zero slice of life stuff right here and there. And then the moment you have that moment with Dan where, Reze bites down and I think bites down and rips out Denji's tongue, right? Um that's when the movie goes from 0 to 100 like real quick. And then from that moment on, this movie is a straight action movie, straight up going off the rails, bro. Like I was watching this shit, I'm like, oh shit. Like this isn't your typical anime movie where like, okay, maybe you have some downtime and stuff like that. And then you have you get like crazy anti-comment, crazy scene, get some downtime, and then you get the final battle. No, this shit was like, no, high speed action from this moment on. Like the movie does not slow down at all till a little bit after the end, or a little bit before the ending of the movie, right? So you have it to where obviously the shark devil knows like, oh, that's the bomb devil, we can't fuck with her, like she's strong as shit, right? But then obviously due to Reze's bomb abilities and her exploding herself, she can move at like super fast speeds to propel herself, right? To propel herself. And essentially what happens is she gets in front of the shark devil and the shark devil tries his best to fight, but he can't do much of anything against her, right? And then all of a sudden you have like these regular, devil hunters come out of the woodworks, but then she takes them out easily. But see, that gave enough time for Shark Devil and Denji to get away. She's like, oh, well, that's too bad. He ran away from me. So this is when we cut over to Aki. Now, Aki's currently with the Angel Devil, and kind of the whole thing with the Angel Devil, this movie is he just wants to die, right? He's like, why am I still alive? I just want to die. Like, can you just kill me already? But obviously Aki's like, no, you gotta follow protocol, and I can't allow you to die under my watch, right? So you have that whole moment right then and there, right? And they end up going to like this one place where it's like one of the comrades of Aki, and there is some training and things like that. But then that's when Shark Devil shows up and he's like, wait, Denji, what the hell is Denji doing? And then Shark Devil's like, hey, the bomb lady's here, she's coming to get him, she's trying to steal him. Problem, he needs to drink some damn blood because he needs to freaking, get ready. But all of a sudden you just have it to where Reze shows up right then and there, and obviously Shark Devil's like, that's him, that's her, we gotta get out of here, we gotta go. Obviously, dude's friend, Aki's friend, is like, hey man, we'll take care of this, you go, you escape, get out of here so she can't get to you. So legitimately dude gets his forces immobilized, and Reze takes the appearance of her human self, her human look and everything, and she tries to play the cutesy act. But obviously the defense force dudes are like, please, we already know what you are, you can do with the act. And she's like, well, I guess it's too bad, I guess you figured me out already. And that's when she just goes on a killing spree, bro. Like, she legitimate, like, I'm thinking like these dudes actually have somewhat chance, maybe even just, okay, maybe to get out there alive. Bruh, they all get murked with like complete ease. They all get murked. Like, Aki and the others get out of there with with some struggle there. But that's the crazy part. And then like it's crazy because she then shows back up and she drops dude Aki's like friend's head right there on a platter, right? And shit's going crazy, right? And there's really realistically, we see like this is not even a fight Aki can do or mention, right? So eventually they give enough blood to Denji. Denji's like, all right, time to go to fight now. Aki's like, dude, she wants you, bro. Stop doing this. So then that ends up in them having another conversation where Denji's like, please, why are all these people only coming after me just for my chainsaw powers? They're never coming after good old Denji because nobody loves good old Denji. And that's when kind of Reze tries to convince him and trick him, saying, oh, I love you. No, Denji, I really did love you like that. And Denji's like, wait, really? And then that's when Aki's like, bro, she's using you, right? And this one gets like this crazy fight action for like the next like 30-40 minutes of the movie where it's just absolutely crazy, man. Like the action in the scene, bro, that Mappa did, I can't even explain to you what happened. Like, you get a point in this whole fight scene where Shark Devil and Denji work together, right? And Shark Devil gives Denji the idea. He's like, well, you're a chainsaw man, right? Like, why can't you use the chains to help you out and get around, right? And Denji's like, I never thought about that. And he literally has it to where he's got freaking Shark Devil. He's riding Shark Devil like a horse. And they're going up against not only Reze, but they're going up against the Weather Devil, you know, and it's just crazy when you're seeing this dude riding freaking the Shark Devil, right? As they're trying to take down not only Reze and dodge Reze's attacks, but try to take down the Shark or the Weather Devil. And I'm just like, and I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like, I should have, you know, some moments of the movie, you know, are getting lost with what happened in that fight. But whenever this movie gets up in the Crunchyroll, bro, like this was probably that was probably like my favorite part of the movie. Like that action sequence, that final battle sequence was crazy, right? Just absolutely crazy. So again, you know, they do take down the Weather Devil, but then again, Denji's having his problem struggling with Reze to the point they get near the water, and Denji uses his chainsaws to wrap them up, and then he basically forcefully drowns them, right? So, you know, there's that. Anyways, eventually they wash back up to shore thanks to the Shark Devil helping them and everything. And Denji has a moment to kill Reze right then and there, but he doesn't do it. And obviously Reze is like, why are you not gonna kill me? Like, I tried to kill you. I tried to take your heart. And he's like, no, that's not, you know, that's not the good thing. I won't do that to you. Like, you know, obviously Denji's like, look, I think it's probably best that you go away and you leave and everything, but, you know, maybe I can help you and stuff like that. And obviously Reze's like, please, you help me. Like, I don't need your help. I don't need your sympathy, right? But, you know, that's the whole thing. So she ends up walking away. And the whole thing is, you know, Denji does tell her, like, look, I'll be at the restaurant waiting for you. And obviously Reze is like, please, I'm just gonna leave, right? So, also, I forgot to mention, there was this moment, too, in the movie with Aki and the Angel Devil, where at first their whole thing was, like, they don't see eye to eye and they hate working with each other, but by the end of the movie, they're cool with each other. And you have this moment to where, you know, the Angel Devil, due to the blowback that's happening, he's gonna probably die, right? But Aki grabs his hand, and we all know, like, you touch the Angel Devil, like, your lifespan's gonna shorten, like, crazy off a cliff, right? So essentially what happens is Aki grabs the hand and everything. He only has like a few more months left to live, so clearly that's definitely a tease for season 2, that maybe we see Aki's death next season and he's gonna be another guy that dies, because he has this short lifespan. It's already shortened due to using the Future Devil stuff, but you know, it's even more shortened it's obviously more shortened to the due to touching the Angel Devil. So now we see what the Future Devil was talking about, saying like, oh, your death is gonna be wonderful, right? So that kind of makes sense now, right? Now things are kind of going back to normal, right? But Denji obviously goes back time and time again to see if Reze was there, but never did. So the one day he does go, and before Reze thinks like she's going to leave, but she ends up not leaving, and she just remembers what Denji said, and she tries to go to the store, but then she ends up getting attacked or confronted by Makima. And obviously she's like, well, if it isn't Makima. And Makima's like, well, if it isn't the bomb devil and everything. So Reze's like, look, I'm not trying to create any problems, just get out of my way, right? I don't have time to do any of this. And obviously Makima's like, well, I can't allow that to happen, so you cause too much problems. And I'm gonna make sure I do this. So Makima, with the help of the angel devil, manages to defeat Reze and they kill her. Right? And Jesus. The thing is, the bomb goodness, there's a freaking net in here. Okay, yeah, sorry for that. But as Reze is dying, she does see Denji was there, and she obviously sadly dies. Again, more manipulation from Makima because she knows, like, oh, she was probably close with Denji. I'm gonna take something away from Denji, so Denji has nothing else to be attached to, only be attached to me, yada yada yada, right? So I don't know if this is a whole part of her plan that she's got coming on, but yeah, it is definitely crazy to say the least. But it is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but you kind of get a post-credit scene where Power shows up and it's just like, oh, yada yada yada, and things I guess go back to normal, right? So we'll see where it goes on from here, but this was a really damn good movie. I enjoyed it. The action was 10 out of 10 craziness when it comes to it. And again, like I said, you know, a good chunk of the first half of the movie was chill stuff, slice of life stuff, and then the moment Reze makes her moves and starts going off the rails, then that's when the movie goes from 0 to 100 real freaking quick, and it's just non-stop action. So yeah, look, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out in theaters. I don't know why you just watched this review, but okay. But if you haven't, that's the whole thing. Otherwise, I guess wait till it comes out on Crunchyroll whenever it does. But a great movie. Again, you know, still waiting to see whenever Chainsaw Man gets that season 2 announcement. But definitely can't wait. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Until then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.